Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for what is today, Wednesday, September the 15th. Man, summer is coming to a close pretty quickly, and the market just keeps on chugging away here. We've had a crazy week. If you are not trading this thing every day, you may not have been watching it, or you may not have noticed. We had a pretty decent sell-off here in the last. There's a 10-day chart. This is the ES. We'll start there. And as you can see, we have our stair step down pattern, and normally we stair step up and then elevator down. This has been very orderly, as sell-offs go. We have had a couple of head fakes here, 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 and we don't know yet what today is, but I think this is a bottoming process or pattern to take us once again up here higher, back up to our all-time highs, potentially. And I'll show you why here in just a second. But we have had this is a pretty decent sell-off here from 45.49 to 44.25. That's a pretty, 125 points down in a relatively short period of time. It's a pretty decent sell-off. But again, it was not anything. There's nothing scary here, spooky. This was pretty orderly. Nothing really major, like we didn't get 100 points down in one day, that kind of thing. It seemed to be pretty orderly. This market has been actually pretty orderly all year, or at least the last portion of the year anyway. And we've had a lot of reversion to the mean, and that's what I think is going to continue to happen. So let me back this out on a little longer time frame, and I'll show you. So this is the ES, and what I mean by that is you see this channel we're in, and we're kind of compressing into a tighter and tighter range here, which probably means that we at some point will break out upper or lower, right? And I think unfortunately it's probably going to be to the lower, but it might be from to the lower end, meaning this way, but it might be from higher levels, meaning this pattern continues, and then at some point we pull back and we end up kind of where we are now. Maybe we end up at our fire line down here. I don't really see anything down here other than some kind of really catastrophic sudden news that we don't see happening, because we know the gist of what the Fed is thinking now, and we do have Fed meeting next week, so be aware of that, be on top of that. But I don't know what else could be, earth-shaking to make us have a serious sell-off. In the 10 to 20% kind of range. I don't know. I don't see it at this point. Also, if you look at the S&P, let's convert the ES over here to SPX. And excuse me, as you can see, this has been very orderly. Let me put this on our just simple moving averages here. And you see the yellow line there? That's our 50-day moving average. We've come right back down into the 50-day moving average, which, guess what happens? So historically, every time we come into the 50-day moving average, guess what? We bounce. We bounce, we bounce, we bounce, we bounce, we bounce. This is the only time that we actually broke through it in a meaningful way, except down here at the tail end of last year. Guess what? October last year. Guess what's coming? October. So this pattern should repeat itself. Probably, we go up, take this high out, maybe even hit a new high. Before then, actually, maybe we do get some this kind of stuff, and it turns into something a little bit more. Here's a 200-day right here, so maybe we come down to that. I don't know. It doesn't matter, unless we want to try to do some black swan stuff or hedging, in a big way. And I'm very, very tempted, and I will do that from higher points, but not from here. I would like to see us come back up and at least touch the all-time high, maybe go a little bit higher before we get into any kind of real serious hedging. I mentioned last week, if you've caught any of the videos, I mentioned that I'm pretty light on trades anyway, and we've been trading this S&P on much shorter time frames. I do a lot of weekly trades, and we've had extremely good luck in the bias room, which is the portfolio that I manage. We've had the last 20, I think we're up to 20, I'd have to check, but I think it's 23 trades in a row with no losers. It's been pretty amazing. and that's primarily S&P. We just trade that on short-term time frames, weekly primarily. But anyway, that's the thing to do in this market is take your profit when you get it, and not have a lot of exposure to the downside. Because if it does go down, that's fine. We can trade it on the way down as well. It's not a big deal if you trade it from a volatility standpoint, like I do, and we can make more money faster on the downside. So it doesn't, again, it doesn't really bother me. I prefer to trade the upside because it's a little more orderly, but we trade what what the market that we have, and not the market that we wish we had. So always keep that in mind. But again, up here on the S&P, I don't, at this point, if we look, and I've talked about this quite a few times, almost every one of these sell-offs has been an immediate, or very soon after has turned and we come straight back up. I think that's what happens here. I think we end this week probably 4,500. The expected move puts us 4,525. Maybe we even come back up there, the 4,550 kind of level. That's a stretch. I don't know if we get there or not. But we do have option expiration on Friday. We've got monthly expiration tomorrow. The AMs on SPX at least, expire tomorrow. Excuse me. And then the weeklies, the PMs expire on Friday. So if you're trading that, be aware of which one you've got and which one you're trading, because the monthlies are 1 day shorter, so be aware of that. But again, now all we're doing right now, I'm trading shorter time frames, taking quicker profits, and even smaller profits in a lot of cases. Take the profit, go to cash, look for a next setup, be very nimble in this market, wait on the Fed. The Fed is next Wednesday, so buckle up for that. That could give us a bumpy ride. We'll see. But other than that, it's just business as usual. And we keep trading this thing day by day and chart by chart, and go from there. That's all we can do in a market like this. So all that being said, if I can help you, if we can help you here at Simpler, of course, join us in the trading rooms, in the main room. I'm in there, and I'm in the bias room as well. Glad to help you out any way that I can. And other than that, let's be careful in this market and be nimble. And I'll see you guys at the next update. Thanks. Take care.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency. It's one of the things that won me